Now entering the atmosphere of Planet Zero. Scanning for signals. Incoming broadcast. Shift destination, BCFPZ journal. Begin transmission.
Eric. You might not know this, but there was a 2007, 2004, 2005 comic event called House of M, where Scarlet Witch started going crazy because she accidentally got revealed that her kids weren't ever her kids, and she had kids, and then they got erased from reality, and then they all wiped her mind, and she kind of went nuts about it.
That Scarlet Witch?
That Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's hot.
When the X-Men finally came to the Avengers and were like, we can't handle this, we need to talk about what we should do, there was a divide of people who were like, we should put her down like a dog and kill her. And then there were people who were like, no, she's our friend, we need to help her. Where do you think Lex Luthor lands on that chart if he showed up to that meeting?
Well, obviously he'll kill her.
Okay, and Batman?
Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he would not kill.
He would kill her.
No, he would not.
He would. He'd see the practicality of it.
Stop. Don't say that.
He'd do it.
He does have one of those contingency
He has in his Bat wallet, just like the Bat credit card, he has a Bat license to kill, one time use only.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's back there. It's in there. Hi guys, welcome.
Was that the start?
Do you want it to be?
Yeah, sure. Welcome to the book club from Planet Zero.
Welcome, guys. Good to have you guys back.
Yeah, good to have you guys listening.
All of our friends and our Bell chums.
Our Bell chums. That's right. We see you.
We see you, Belgium, still hanging in there. Brussels,
yeah.
To be specific.
This episode is dedicated to you.
This episode is dedicated to recaps because we're going to talk just a little bit
South
more broadly.
African viewer too. I just want to. I just got.
No way.
Yep.
You're lying.
We're reaching out, dude.
We're internet. Oh, man.
Planet Zero is connecting all over the globe.
A different globe.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the One Piece live action is filmed, in Johannesburg. That's cool. Whoa, what if the actors found... Whoa. Hey, if you're listening to this, Oda, or if you're an actor in the live action One Piece, you should follow us on Spotify.
Give a shout out.
And you should hit me up on my Instagram at Christian Rice Comedy. And we can get you on the cast. We'll start getting guests. We'll start doing that. If it's Oda.
Yeah,
Oda has to be the first one, though.
We'll get guests on here with or without their consent. Okay, maybe with us signed form.
How would we even wear a wire to hang out with? Just go to the comic book store and talk to Brian, but with a wire on.
Yeah, just hang out by the counter for an awkwardly long time, talking to him about comics,
about One Piece, and he's like, every time you finish a sentence, he's like, "Yeah, I don't really read One Piece, man.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get back to work, man.
I gotta do these weekly polls. Should I talk about what One Piece is? Because
no, that's my job.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
I love One Piece. We can
start with One Piece.
You just want to talk?
Do you want to start?
So, One Piece is a story about pirates.
How many?
There's a lot of pirates. Of course, and they're looking for the ultimate treasure.
Friendship.
It's not friendship. It's been confirmed it's not friendship.
Dude, what? The One Piece wasn't the friends you made along the way?
They have confirmed that it is a physical object.
Oh, Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk?
Mm-hmm. The One Piece is real.
It's out there.
It's out there.
But anyway.
Back from. This episode's brought to you by recaps, because that's basically what this episode's going to be. Because we've looked back, we've listened to some of our podcasts, and we've realized that we haven't really talked a lot about what's going on, because, we're new to this. Book clubs and podcasting. So we thought we'd take this episode to talk to you guys a little more in depth about what the 2 reading subjects we're reading on are, like One Piece and Moon Knight. What are those? Why should I care? If you're not already a fan of those, I want you to be able to listen to this podcast and understand what's going on, or maybe at least, have a little bit more of an engaging kind of conversation happening around these things to get you into it. So Eric is going to explain One Piece because he's our big One Piece guy, our manga man.
I guess our manga man, are we?
Are you the manga man? Are you owning up to it finally?
I guess I do own manga a lot.
There are those out there who would call you the manga man.
Yeah, I guess I do have that on I do have name tags that say that. Yeah, it's
Where'd
coming
you get
in.
those name tags made?
Oh, this is like a place. There's a.
You had name tags made though for manga man.
Do you want me to wear it,
dude?
Next time.
What'd you give me? Did I get a name? What's my
it's just
name
as
tag?
Christian.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like. You know what? I'm not even gonna say what I thought you were gonna put it as.
So One Piece,
Comic cuck.
Comic cucks.
I thought that's what the name tag you'd give me would say.
It's matching, but both says comic cucks on it.
No, yours says manga man. Mine says comic cuck. But One Piece.
So to say, if you like pirates and you like treasure hunting and you like, a guy that screams he's going to be the pirate king all the time and eats meat and
fruit,
and he punches gods and other pirates and
he doesn't. I guess okay.
Yeah, we could talk about Skypiea.
Dude,
do a recap of
how
that.
much I love. Everybody knows. If you've been listening, you know how much I love Skypiea. Skypiea was so much fun. So, you said punches a god, and I was like, I'm not there yet, Eric. And I was like, oh wait,
dude, he basically did.
I mean,
there's a lightning guy. He is a god.
Is he?
It's like a new god.
Name dropping the new gods.
We'll talk about that soon.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I've been reading One Piece for a very long time, ever since I was a wee lad, running into the comic books, the manga section of Barnes and Nobles, looking for my Bobo manga, but it wasn't there. That was when I was 7 or 6 or whatever. But
I'm gonna pause you here because you've told this story on the cast.
Did I?
You have,
That
yeah.
makes
So
sense.
we're talking more about what One Piece is, what the story so far of where we're at on One Piece, which is why I think it'd be beneficial to have. I know you're the One Piece guy, but I'm the One Piece reader.
So right now, Christian has already read up to
Volume 35,
from
which
35. So right now he's on this arc called the
Water
Water
7.
7 arc, or what professional One Piece readers would call, like myself, the pre-Ennis Lobby arc. Because that's where the real deal is, the Ennis Lobby arc. You're just there. You're just there for the greatest arc ever. And I say that for every character retrieval arc on One Piece, but it's the greatest arc.
You're not going to be able to do this for Moon Knight, but I do want to give a quick synopsis of One Piece.
Go ahead.
Of where I've read so far.
Okay.
So there's Luffy. He's a little kid, loves pirates, eats a devil fruit because he's an idiot, right? Am I missing anything?
Oh, yeah, he was an idiot, yeah.
Am I missing anything so far?
No.
No? Couple of years pass, Luffy grows up a little bit, decides to leave the island and becomes a pirate, runs into Zoro or Zolo, depending on translation.
Well, you're reading it as Zolo, so I hope you're saying Zolo.
Well, I'm translating it in my head to Zoro.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Right? Rescues him from the Navy, fights a guy named Axe Hand Morgan. I don't think he's important later, right? Got his first crew member. They get lost on the sea together because these two knuckleheads don't know directions. Next town, who do they meet next? Nami? Hell yeah, dude.
They fight a clown.
They fight a clown with a scam artist who scams them a bunch, but is like, these are some cool knuckleheads. So they get.
Well, she's a pirate thief,
She's
a thief who steals from pirates and is also a navigator.
That's true. And
who knows?
Luffy needs a navigator. That's what's going on because he and fucking Zoro can't fucking.
They just sail
direct each other. They don't know where they're going. Literally, that's how Zoro ended up where he was when Luffy found him. Right after Nami, they go and do some stuff. Then they find my boy. Usopp.
Usopp. Yeah.
Usopp. They fight Buggy,
Usopp.
and then they get on this thing, and they meet the Black Kite Pirates, and they meet our buddy Usopp.
Well, those are important.
They're not important either.
They go
the
to a
important
restaurant.
part is Usopp, and Usopp's in love with this chick, and this chick gives them a
All right,
boat.
hold on. You're going too into that shitty arc. All right.
No, because we're done with it now. Because then they leave.
You're done with that. They go to a floating ocean, floating restaurant in the middle of the ocean
'Cause they need a cook.
Pick up that one dude,
Sanjay,
Sanjay,
and
Sanjay and Craig.
and he hangs out with those sword brothers for a little bit.
Yeah, those aren't important later.
Nope.
Let's keep going.
Fight a guy named Don Krieg. Fight a guy named
Fight
the
a guy
Pearl.
with a shark
Who
fur face.
Fucking cares. Arlong, the Sawtooth.
Well, that was actually pretty important. We should probably
Should we slow down for
we
that
should
bit?
slow down to a crawl and talk about that sad arc.
So, anyways, they fight this guy who's a fish, right?
Yeah, they fight a fish
and then-
man.
and they free Nami of her indentured servitude.
Yeah, some say slavery, but
There was a contract.
there was a contract. But still bad. Still bad.
Still bad. Still not a good thing for him to do.
No, it's
He was a prick, if I could be honest about Arlong. We're spending too much time on him, too.
Yeah, dude, what the heck?
So they got to get to the Grand Line.
so they're in the Grand Line.
Well, they got to get there first.
Okay,
but they
we'll
get there. Who cares how?
They meet a giant whale. Skip that.
They meet a giant whale. Who gives a shit?
They go on
meet
Cowboy
Vivi.
Island. They meet a prince. They befriend
They
a
meet
princess.
a secret princess. Then they go to Cowboy Island, and Zoro takes a nap. And when he wakes up, or no, Luffy takes a nap.
They all take a nap.
They all take a nap, but Zoro doesn't because he
But
took
Zoro
a nap
does,
earlier.
yeah.
And so when the entire town of cowboys tries to fuck him over, Zoro's awake and beats up the entire town. Then Luffy wakes up, fights Zoro. Moving on, they go to Drum Island to find a doctor.
You skip the two giants, but yeah,
the two
that's a good
giants,
idea.
Brogy and those guys.
Do what Four Kids do and skip that part.
They also fought Mr. 3 and did some more VV stuff.
They fight a guy
which becomes
with a
important
3
later.
on his head, like the number. His hair was done like a 3 on his
And
head.
some
It was
chick with
Mr.
paint.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's not
They
important.
go on to this
All right,
island
let's
where
keep
there's
going.
like dinosaurs and there's giants, and Zoro and
Oh, that actually
Sanji
sounds
go
kinda
on this
fun.
like crazy like who can hunt the biggest dinosaur, right? And then they meet these giants who are locked in this everlong battle that was basically a scam the whole time.
It's not
and
a
they fight
scam.
this wax
It's
guy.
a fight for
remember
honor. It's a fight for honor.
But they got like tricked into it.
They didn't get tricked into it. You think that little girl
It was a
who
misunderstanding.
told that little girl who asked who had
We're spending too much time on the Giants. We were going to skip them like 4 kids. Anyways, they go to Drum Island.
You were the one who was talking
They go
about
to Drum
them.
Island because Nami got sick, and she's the only one who knows how to cure Nami. So they need a doctor. So they go to Drum Island, which has all of the doctors, except for they don't have any of the doctors.
That's apparently the only doctor they can get is a talking reindeer. They get a talking reindeer next island.
No, because there's a witch who's a doctor, and there's a guy who was a doctor, but then he killed himself, and his reindeer son joins the crew. Next island.
Next island. It's a desert island.
Don't skip over my boy Chopper like that. Don't do Chopper like that. Chopper's my boy.
I'm going to do it again at some point.
Okay.
Anyway.
Next island. Is this,
Desert walking simulator.
This
Next
is where
island.
VE becomes important.
Next island.
Next island. Because we didn't talk about Alabasta. Robin comes into Alabasta because she's working with Crocodile. Who's Crocodile? He's made of sand.
Desert walking simulator.
Desert
Next
walking
island.
simulator where you fight the desert. Anyways, Mr. 3's there. He gets eaten by
All
a
right,
gator,
Mr. 3
but then
does
he
come
doesn't
back.
get eaten by a gator, and he helps the gang.
Without their consent.
Uh-huh.
Without his consent.
Nami has a fight with a one-on-one with a Devil Fruit user and wins.
Chopper has a fight with Usopp.
Chopper and Usopp have a fight together against a mole woman and her weird
Zoro
husband.
fought a human sword man. Like his actual his skin was made out of sword. Can you believe that?
To beat me, you'll have to know how to cut through steel. And Zoro's like, I guess I'll just learn that on the fly. And he does.
Yeah.
Because he's Zoro, and that's what he does. Moving on, next island.
Southbird Island.
They go to Jaya.
Like Jaya, yeah.
Jaya, where they meet one of the strongest Devil Fruit users.
The strongest Bellamy the hyena.
He's
the
got
strongest
springs in his legs.
The most powerful Devil Fruit so
That's
far.
it. They also meet the monkey. What is it? The Mountain Monkey Alliance.
The Mountain Monkey Alliance.
Those are our boys. Then they learn how to fly because they go up into the sky.
They go to Sky Island.
Sky Island. Hell yeah! They do what I do, and they don't pay the toll. Then they do what I do later, which is when they come for the fine, they ignore that and become a criminal. And then they just fucking hang out on Sky Island, fight a god, stop a genocide, steal a bunch of gold, not pick up the reward for stopping a genocide, which kind of balances out when you think about it. And then they jump out of the fucking sky. Next island.
Davy Back Fight Island.
Davy Back Fight Island. The Ring Island.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
skip.
Why?
Next island, because it's just a ring island, and
No, don't skip because then we meet an admiral.
Yeah, dude, that's
Aokiji. He's sleepy.
next island.
Next island.
You're on Water 7,
which is
but
where I'm
guess what?
currently
You
at.
skipped an arc, like a non-true One Piece fan. You're supposed to watch the G8 arc, the anime-only arc that 90% of One Piece fans says it's good and should be canon. I think it's boring, actually.
The ship needs a carpenter after the Davy back fight, and they go to Water 7, which is the making the ship place, the place where the ship people make the ships, where they make the ships, and the place where they make the ships. So they go there to find a guy who can help repair the ship, because that's where they make the ships and repair the ships, to where they can make the ships and sell the ships.
Every time you say the word ship, like a brain cell gets shot.
Huh?
Anyway, so you're currently on this arc, and you read a book.
Yep.
Yeah,
I read one today. I've actually read a lot more Water 7 since the last time we recorded.
What's the last time we were hanging out? I know you were reading it in the car.
I was reading it in the car.
In the spaceship, I mean.
That's all I read. I just read that. I haven't read anything else.
So, would you want to talk about that, or
should we recap Moon Knight? What happened? What's all happened in Moon Knight so far?
What all happened in Moon Knight?
What are your broad? What are the? I don't want you to do what I just did, because with One Piece we have a cohesive storytelling, right? Like Oda has a beginning of his story, and each arc has a beginning, middle, and end, and drives the characters forward in a forward motion of progression. The Moon Knight book I gave you was kind of like, whoa, this werewolf's got to fight this weird fucking moon freak.
Yeah, so
and
Christian was introducing me to his favorite superhero of all time, Moon Cuck.
Mm-hmm. Describe Moon Knight as a character? How would you describe Moon Knight to someone who's interested into him?
He has multiple personalities that he switches back and forth, and if he's in that personality, you must prefer to him as that personality.
So did you get to the part where he snaps on Marlene and he's
Yes,
like, "I'm in Jake's clothes"?
Yes, he did. He was going through a mental breakdown, going them back and forth, basically.
Yeah, she was like, Steve, and he was like, "I'm Jake right now."
Yeah, what a dumb idiot, dumb girl. Man. Anyway.
Jesus.
Yeah, don't worry, she's hot.
Marlene's cool, and she's cool. She's like useful. And
Marlene is his girl.
That's his girl.
His tap.
Classic comic book stable.
I needed a girl.
You're the superhero.
So when the
damsel, and the best friend, who's not a superhero, and then you also sometimes have a sidekick.
Moon Knight was first introduced as his adversary for another very popular Marvel character, Werewolf by Night.
You say very popular, and you're right, because during the time, the monster movie characters were doing really well for Marvel Comics. So Werewolf by Night was very popular.
Please put Werewolf by Night in the next Marvel vs. Capcom game, please.
They made Werewolf by Night a show, or they did a Halloween special on it.
Yeah, in black and white. You're not going to trick me. I'm not going to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah,
you did.
Huh?
You did watch that.
Yeah, but I wasn't experiencing it. Anyway.
But anyways, continue.
Oh yeah, so he starts out as an adversary. People liked him a lot, and he got his own comic.
Yeah, he got spotlights and guest spots and
appearing in Hulk magazine that Hulk's not in. I thought he was going to be with Hulk.
So Hulk is in that magazine. He's just it's like it had articles about the making of the show, and
I just thought he was going to be working with the Hulk.
He does.
But he does with the Defenders, yeah.
And he does later on too. He does a lot of work. He kind of bumps into the Hulk every once in a while, and they kind of work together, or are adversaries, because Hulk's kind of hard to work with. But
because he's an idiot.
Yeah. But tell me a little bit more about because One Piece has Luffy the captain, and Tony Chopper, this little reindeer doctor, Zoro the swordsman, right? Sanji the cook. Who do we have for Moon Knight?
So what's interesting about Moon Knight, we talked about this before, is that each of his personality kind of has their own supporting cast.
Yeah.
So as is Mark Spector, his main character, who's Moon Knight, he has Frenchie.
Yep, that's his best friend from when they used to be mercenaries together back in the day.
Frenchie's this helicopter. All he does is fly a helicopter. He helps out too.
He smokes cigarettes.
And he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
So he makes me want to buy a cigarette.
He does the smoke ring panel when he's blowing smoke rings waiting for Mark.
What else is he going to have to do when he's waiting on Mark?
Man, who knows? Who knows? Who else is there?
There's Stephen Grant, the eccentric millionaire who has Marlene and gets all these bitches and got Samuels, his butler, who I thought was going to be just a one-off character until he got kidnapped, and we had to save the day by saving Samuels.
That's our
you
boy.
Got Netta, the maid who cooks breakfast for him.
Yeah,
and then there's Jake Crawley, his cab persona for when he needs to get information on the streets,
streetwise cab,
and also slack off on his cabbie
literally
fares.
Just hangs out at a diner all day and talks to
that's Crawley, the homeless
dude.
man who uses the same tea bag.
Yeah,
because free water at Gina's diner. Gina's another
diner.
She's just
a single mom.
Diner. Yeah,
she's a single mom,
owns the diner.
Business owner trying to make ends meet in New York City.
She has two kids, Ricky and Rickard. I don't know, Ray. One of them's name's Ray.
Yep.
The other ones are something. But anyway, they help out too.
They do.
Because Moon Knight pays them. Like,
Eric, can I spoil one small thing about the supporting casts?
Spoiler alert.
Just one small spoiler.
Oh, yeah, we forgot. Spoiler alert, everybody.
So Gina's kids?
Yeah.
You get to see one of them as an adult.
One of them? Oh, my God. What happened? They're a pair, though. You need the other guy.
You get to
Ray
see one
and,
of them as an adult.
I think I'd say Ricky.
You get to see one of them as an adult.
He better be cool. So yeah, Moon Knight's pretty fun.
Dude,
maybe I should read more
so
modern
much fun.
books.
Dude, so Moon Knight's whole shtick, if I may, he was a mercenary who died and was resurrected by the moon god Khonshu, allegedly. Depending on the comic you read, sometimes he has powers, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes his power is just resurrection, like he can just come back to life, or he can survive normally what would be fatal to a normal dude. And sometimes he has super strength and agility, but it's
that's
never really touched on.
It's very interesting because you see this in manga as well, where they write about a character, their special powers and stuff, but as their story keeps getting told, they're kind of, forget some elements from the beginning, like, hey, remember when Moon Knight got powerful depending on the phases of the moon?
Yeah.
That was like a thing in the beginning, but as,
in certain books, he just doesn't have powers, or he's just a costumed mercenary who's
they finally addressed it later by saying,
oh, no, it switches still. It still switches.
What?
It still switches, dude, because you only read the early stuff, so you haven't read the, modern stuff where he is just, a kind of a normal dude, or the modern stuff where he can't die, or the current stuff right now where there was a literal stand fight between one of the fists of Khonshu and guess who? Scarlet.
Oh, I was about to say Ed.
Scarlet. Remember Scarlet?
Mogart. Yeah, her.
Yeah, she becomes a ghost, and then there's a stand fight between her ghost and Moon Knight, where he summons a bunch of Moon Knight ghosts to fight her. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Well,
it's basically a stand fight in Moon Knight. But yeah, so that's what we've been reading. That's what we're getting each other into.
There's also another subject that we've been reading.
Oh,
the Fourth World.
Jack Kirby's Fourth World.
Yeah,
with
Jack
the ever
Kirby's.
popular Newsboy Legion.
The Newsboy Legion, of course. We've been reading the classic, the very influential and groundbreaking.
And I feel like we're doing a good job on covering that, right? I feel like listening back, we definitely covered Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and
Superman's boy, Superman's best friend, Superman's
sometimes
homie.
enemy.
No,
Superman's plug.
That's true. Superman's plug.
Superman's plug. Jimmy Olsen. Superman's pusher man. Jimmy Olsen. No.
Superman's hookup.
Yeah. No. And then I feel like we did a pretty good job of covering New Gods.
Oh, the New Gods.
And we're reading.
Amazing.
You finished Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, I finished the Mr. Miracle.
I've got about 7 more issues.
It's really good, by the way.
It's so good, dude. It's only made me like that. It's only solidified the fact that Mr. Miracle is my favorite DC character. Before I was saying that, and it was it's because Mr. Miracle got me into DC with Tom King's Mr. Miracle. But reading Jack Kirby's Mr. Miracle, he's my favorite. He just he shows up to Earth. He hangs out in the field watching a dude practice escape artistry.
This dude gets caught on fire.
Yeah, he
fucking
helps
rushes
him.
into
He's like, because he doesn't understand what he's watching. He's a fucking alien.
He's an alien.
He doesn't know what's going on. He
he's a
just watches
god.
a guy catch fire.
He's a new god.
Decides to help, and then hangs out with that guy a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, you're an escape artist? I one time knew an escape artist." And then that guy died, and then Scott just moves into his house.
Steals his little
He
assistant.
just steals his identity. And his assistant Oberyn, who is God, we need. I want. Do you just? We should save it.
Oh, yeah,
We should save it
wait
until
you're
I
done.
finished, so we can talk about it in full.
So yeah, that's book 1 was Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. Book 2, New Gods,
Book 3, Mr. Miracle, all by
Miracle.
Jack Kirby.
and we're gonna finish that one probably. Hopefully, in the next episode you'll have
Probably,
that
yeah.
done.
We will. I'll have it done by the end of this week, dude.
And then after that, the last book would be The Forever People.
The Forever People.
Don't know anything about that. Excited to get into it.
But yeah, that's what we're reading. That's what we recommend to read. I'm also reading a lot of other stuff right now. I just got caught up on the current Captain America run where they introduced MODOK as a villain.
He's back.
He's back, and
Is he voiced by Patton Oswalt?
No, it's a comic book, so there is
So
no
do
voicing.
you read his voice as Patton Oswalt?
No, because he's doing like this weird psycho techno psychic attacks.
So
He did
is
this
it
thing. He did this thing where he like messed with Captain America's head and all of Captain America's like crew, and he implanted something in their brain where he could erase their memories. So Captain America had to go get Emma Frost, the White Queen of the X-Men, to like dig around in his brain.
X-Men?
You like X-Men?
Yeah, they're yeah.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
On the spot?
On the spot. Who's your favorite
Cyclops.
X-Men?
Optic Blast. Optic Blast. You remember from the video game?
X-Men Next Dimension. Or Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't like him because apparently
I
he's,
actually have a weird relationship with Cyclops because I didn't like Cyclops, and then I read a bunch of X-Men books, and now I really don't like Cyclops, but I get why he is the way he is. I get it now. I
because of
understand
Mr.
it.
Sinister. That
Well, I listened to
That
this.
slimy
I listened
fuck.
to another podcast that talks about the X-Men, the Cerebro podcast. Shout out to you guys. Great work over there. And the host brought up that like the host has an autistic father, and he was like, I read Scott Summers as autistic, and that's why he comes off as so like abrasive in certain situations because he literally does not understand that he's upsetting people. Like, and then it brought a new light to the character because I was like, oh, he's just like, he's doing what he genuinely thinks is best for his people. And him, like for his people, really. It's never really even for himself. It's for his people, for mutant kind. Like he always is trying to act in their best interest. And sometimes he
Too bad
commits
he's a-
war crimes.
he's a war criminal.
Sometimes he commits war crimes.
And
but
that's cool.
So did Magneto, and Magneto's cool now. Magneto's so cool. Like Magneto, dude. I ask people sometimes who their favorite villain is, and sometimes I get Magneto, and I have to be like, that's not a villain really anymore.
no, yeah.
He's not. He's been an
So
X-Men.
he changed the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants to the Brotherhood of Good Mutants.
Well, it's more like as time progressed, the Holocaust surviving political activist who is standing up for this kind of like what's the word here? Persecuted minority. As time kind of progressed, it kind of got harder and harder to be like, that's the bad guy. That's bad ideology. is to want equality
put it like that.
and fairness and have the perspective of surviving something as awful as the Holocaust and being able to be like, no, this is happening to my people right now and it needs to stop. Like it just got to the point where it's like, yeah, Magneto's not a bad guy, but you know who is? Mr. Sinister and his nasty boys.
The Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys. God.
That's the name of my wrestling stable.
Is it?
The Nasty Boys.
I thought it was. Never mind. We'll move on. We can't get into wrestling right now. This is a comic podcast, but we can talk about one of my favorite comics I read recently that had to do with wrestling. Do a power bomb.
Do a power bomb.
Dude, do a power bomb. Do a power bomb.
All right, let's do it. Come on.
All right, Christian.
Let's do the power bomb.
All right, Christian. I see Daniel Warren's dick in your mouth. Go ahead, talk
it's
about
not
it.
bad.
It's great. It's so good. It's so good. Did you even get to the twist?
No, you took my copies.
Because they've been at your house for a year and they were on the same shelf as when I left them there.
Was it a year? Holy crap!
Yeah, you did not touch them. That's why I took them.
I got caught up with other things like
what, Swamp Thing?
Dude, Swamp Thing is so good. And we just segue into Swamp Thing. I'm reading Saga of the Swamp Thing.
I'm going to pause. I'm not going to talk at all about Do a Powerbomb because I think I just spoil it over and over again, but it's a beautiful tag team story. If you like Ultimate Muscle or pro wrestling. Seriously, because those wrestling teams, think about it. Remember the wrestling teams?
Yeah, the best
crazy
best part of Ultimate Muscle was the wacky characters you see.
There's some wacky characters in this one, and it's a wacky kind of tournament.
Is true.
It just has kind of some more grounded. Daniel Warren Johnson does this really cool thing where he takes these kind of insane storytelling elements, like giant monster fights or like stand fights that are powered by rock and roll, like metal, like heavy metal, which he did in it's not Murder Falcon. But the story is about a guy dealing with the grief of having cancer. Like the story of Do a Powerbomb isn't, wacky wrestler tournament. It's this daughter who lost a mom and is dealing with the grief of losing her mother and is offered an opportunity to resurrect her mother if she wins this tag team tournament and, gets this goal that she then tries to achieve.
She has to team up with her mother's murderer.
With her mother's murderer. Yeah, so that's go read that,
but
everyone.
He didn't mean it, though.
Do a Powerbomb. It should be coming out in trade soon. It recently wrapped up a couple months ago. Look out for it.
So the story's finished? You finished it?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll finish reading it then.
I'm just going to buy you the trade when it comes out and give it to you.
You do that for me?
I'm going to, and then you'll feel obligated to read it because you'll be like, dang, Christian spent money on this.
That is actually how it works for me. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. You want me to read something? Just buy it for me.
But yeah, you've been reading Swamp Thing.
Yes, Saga of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, the guy who wrote Watchmen and other things.
Is this the only thing you've read of Alan Moore? It sounds like it. Now that you finished that list.
This is my first introduction to Alan Moore, and it's really, really good.
Dude, you got a Watchmen copy finally.
I finally found a Watchmen copy, yeah.
Dude, you got to read Watchmen. I got Watchmen when I was like 10 in the 8th grade.
Well, I watched the movie, so we don't have to read the comic, I'm
going to stand up and walk out of the room right now. You bastard.
It was a good movie, though. From what I remembered.
It was a good movie. It was a bad adaptation.
Well, there we go. Let's agree to agree.
So you agree it was a bad adaptation?
Sure. I can't say I haven't read the book.
You haven't read. Okay, fair enough. You haven't read the book.
But I will.
Dude, it leaves out the best part of the book.
Is it the newsstand guy?
The newsstand guy and the kid reading the pirate comics.
What very important characters.
As the world is falling apart, there's just Alan Moore takes this time to just show this newsstand guy getting the newspaper and getting the updates on the Dr. Manhattan situation, right? And it's this kid and the newspaper man goes from are you ever gonna buy that comic? And he's being a prick, and then near the end of the book, when it's the world's ending, the newspaper dude's kid, have the comic, go home to your mother. Say you love her.
When they make an Injustice 3, and when they do put in a Watchmen character,
is this the segue?
It's going to be Rorschach.
It's going to be Rorschach.
They should add a level, which is that street with the newsstand guy and the kid on the corner reading the book.
So, okay. For those of you who don't know, Injustice is a video game made by NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers Productions.
Same people who made Mortal Kombat.
Same people who make Mortal Kombat, if you're familiar. It is a DC Comics fighting game. There's been 2 different games. The game of the first premise of the first game was Superman killed Lois Lane because of the Joker, and then went complete authoritarian over the entire world, just killing all the baddies left and right. And then the second game had better graphics. What was the second one? Who knows what the second one was
It was about Brainiac.
Oh, Brainiac came to attack, and they were like, do we need Superman or do we not need Superman?
That's why they get Supergirl, the woman of tomorrow.
Dude, I need to read that Tom King book.
We should. That'll be that's on our list. After we
Blue
do
and Gold is also on the list. But anyways, me and Eric are big fans of the Injustice series because it combines the two things we love. We love Mortal Kombat, we love DC, and it made both of them. Recently, Mortal Kombat 12 got announced.
Oh my God, when's Injustice 3?
That's what I'm saying.
They messed up the
Hear
pattern.
me out, NetherRealm. Listen to this. I have a pitch for you. New Gods.
Injustice 3, the New Gods.
Right? So it starts, because in the New Gods, the way it starts is 5 humans get kidnapped from Earth and got brought to Apocalypse so that Apocalypse can study their brains to try and get the anti-life equation.
Anti-life equation.
Which is this equation that just causes suffering.
Yeah, it's a mathematical equation that when solved, you can control human life, or just life in general.
All life in the known universe.
Yeah, to the bend to the will of Darkseid.
So,
Darkseid
5 people get kidnapped. In the comics, it's 5 just kind of random people, including
5
one
randos.
kid. And I think it should be 4 of those randos, all the correct name, and then Wally West,
Wally West gets kidnapped.
the Flash, but young Wally West, and like you play as Wally West,
Is
you
that
fight through it. Huh?
Sorry, is that the Flash who's normally in the Injustice games?
No, it's Barry.
Oh,
Yeah, Barry is normally in the Injustice games.
so you think
So Wally would be the new Flash. So it would because it would keep the Flash character slot. Because let's just do it right. Because you got to have Batman, you got to have Superman, you got to have
Harley
Wonder Woman,
Quinn.
Aquaman, Harley Quinn. Joker was dead in Injustice 2, and they put him in it. So they're going to put him.
How
in
do they
it.
do that?
They just put him in it.
I know he's in it, but how
You want to know how he is in it narratively?
Yeah.
He shows up in a dream sequence Harley has from Scarecrow Grass. I'm not fucking joking. That's actually what happens. Green Arrow is a staple. I would argue of the Injustice games, you got to have Green Arrow in there.
you
Cyborg.
you gotta have Black Lightning.
Cyborg.
You gotta have Black Manta.
Black Manta is a fun character. He was DLC, but I would put him in 3. But like,
Vixen deserves her own character slot. Just saying.
nah, dude. Big Barda, Lashia, Big Stompa,
Just her name's
Mad
just Stompa.
Harriet.
We're gonna list all these
Granny
new gods.
Goodness. Yeah, Orion.
We should have Esac, both his new Genesis version and his ball sack looking version.
Esac should be.
Esac look like a ball sack.
Esac should be on the Mobius chair with
Metron.
Metron in the background of that one stage we talked about, where the stage is just Metron. It's like Final Destination in Smash, but Metron's in the background,
Metron's
and you're
chair.
floating around
like
the
Metron's
universe.
journey.
You fly past those fucking giants from New Gods.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
those ones who are like imprisoned on the planets.
But hear me out, NetherRealm. New Gods. Injustice 3, New Gods Among Us.
Got gods among us.
Fucking pick
New
up that
gods.
phone, Ed Boon. Pick up that fucking phone and give us a call.
Got Light Ray. You got
Light Ray's in
the
it,
Black Racer.
obviously. Black Racer's in it, obviously. I want Beast Boy in it. They haven't put Beast Boy in it.
No, Beast Boy.
No, why not?
Because I want Vixen. I think Vixen deserves it. You know who Vixen is?
But they did Vixen already.
Yeah, as a cheetah skin. That's
Which is
not
why
cool.
which is why when you said that Rorschach would be DLC for Watchmen, so would Night Owl, but he'd be a Batman skin.
No, I think Vixen
Night Owl
deserves
should
way more because she can do other animals instead of just cats. So, and plus, I think if they put Beast Boy in,
But
that's
Beast
a lot
Boy
of
can do any animal that he sees.
yeah, but that's a lot of transformation. That's a lot of animation.
No, it's not. You just pick the coolest ones.
Do that for Vixen. She deserves it. She deserves her
But
own
does she
character
turn
slot.
into the animal?
She used the power of the animal. I like that better.
Beast Boy.
No, Beast
No,
Boy
the
is
animations would be way fucking cooler for Beast Boy. His grab would be him turning into a fucking bird
cool. He's a little
and
boy.
bothering
He's a child.
you. What?
He's a child.
He's a
You
teen
can't-
titan, bro.
Yeah, a
A
child.
teen and
you
in this,
you
and
said
this
it
is
yourself that teenagers are children.
This is in Justice 3, dude. So this is after Dick Grayson died, and this is after Dick Grayson's Nightwing, which means this is after Dick Grayson becomes an adult, which means Beast Boy would probably be an adult.
I don't care. I like Vixen.
Doom
more.
Patrol should be in it.
Doom Patrol.
Yeah, Robot Man.
Yes.
Is it Negative Man? Larry
It's
Trainer?
Negative Man. There's
Negative-
Elastic Woman. I think her name is
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl?
Mentos.
Nah, Mentos not in it. Just those 3. Those are the 3 ones I like the most because
How
I
about-
watched the show.
What about that the block that is a character? The whole like street.
Oh, Danny
the Street or
Danny
whatever.
the Street. Yeah, Danny the Street will be definitely a map.
He's definitely
He's
a character.
map. No, he's a map.
He's a playable character.
They are a map. Danny's non-binary.
That's cool. Is he?
They're a
are
street.
They?
They're a street.
Sorry, excuse me. Were they ever a human, or were they always a street?
I think they were a human at one point. They might have always been a sentient street. I got to rewatch
sad.
Doom Patrol.
It's like-
you got to start watching The Boys.
The Boys, yeah.
Dude, The Boys.
I don't know.
Come on,
It is a
man.
good show.
Oh, it's so.
There's a lot of build up though.
You watched the first 2 episodes, right?
Yeah, and it was pretty good.
Where they fought Translucent.
Translucent.
Yeah, they put C4 up his butt,
His bunghole.
up his bunghole.
It's the only way to kill him.
Only way. Frenchie. Guess who figured that out? Our boy Frenchie. Not no relation.
not the
no
Moon Knight
relation.
Frenchie.
Kind of relation, but not real. No relation.
Yeah, I'll probably get to that. I've been too busy watching Batman: The Brave and the Bold on HBO Max.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. It's actually a really good show.
It's really good. It's really it's where Batman in almost every episode teams up with a new character from the DC universe, and it's really fun.
Sometimes 2, because sometimes the intro is him teaming up with somebody else.
Oh yeah, there's an intro that it's a one-off thing, and then it goes on to the episode. Really good. Yeah, I'll just keep watching that.
Guy Gardner Green Lantern could be in Injustice 3 instead of regular Green Lantern.
Guy Gardner,
Guy
that's
Gardner.
my boy.
Mm-hmm.
So got to read that Justice League International. It's been sitting on my shelf. It's that thick ass book.
Which one?
The Justice League International. It's where it's like,
Oh, the Omnibus.
yeah,
The
not
one we both got
everyone
that
in
one.
the Justice League that's not the main stable, just everyone else.
Yeah, it's the run with the famous Guy Gardner punch where Batman punches him, and then Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are all in the background like, ooh.
I didn't know that. I can't wait to read that. But I got to read Crisis on Infinite Earths first.
Do you?
Yeah, I think that segues into that. Like the Justice League run.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read that book I got.
Yeah, that's fair.
I bought that book. I'm going to read that book. It's a book I'm going to read. Believe it or not.
It'll get there.
What do you read manga these days?
What manga I'm reading?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, One Piece.
That's it.
It's my comfort read right now.
Where are you at right now?
I just got off of Skypiea, so I'm about to
Shit,
head
so
over.
you're catching up to me, huh? I'm going to have to start giving
Hurry
you back
up
those
so
books.
I can catch
If you
up.
lap me, that's not a good look. If you lap me in One Piece, that wouldn't be a good
I'll just skip over what books you're reading and just keep going from there. But I know I should be reading more manga, but right now it's my comfort read. I know I'm going to have a good time when I pick up One Piece. And it's going good so far, this
Dude.
reread. I used to be a Skypiea hater back in the day.
And
like
then
when
I read it.
It was
Zorro versus Bird. Zorro versus Snake. Zorro versus Dog.
Zoro versus Gorilla.
Did he fight a gorilla?
Hey, the Gorilla Fighters. Get it?
Oh, shut the.
Yeah, well, because
All
when
right,
I was
very good.
when I was young, when Skypiea was coming out, I was reading it in the English translation. It was kind of disappointing when I was young, and it was like you get introduced to all these characters like after Alabasta, like these 7 warlords and like Whitebeard makes an appearance. You're like, wow, what's going on next? And then they take this detour to Sky Island, and I guess I wasn't giving it a fair adjustment when I was reading it, because then every time I got a new book, I was like, they're still on Sky Island.
Yeah.
But-
Sky Island's dope.
So I kind of stopped. I had a halt on One Piece there for a while. But I reread it completely, and I like it.
As you should.
As I should. I know.
Man. I am reading. I just got the new volume of Zom 100. Did you get that one?
Yes, I did.
I
But I
haven't
didn't
picked
read
it up yet, but I want to read it.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I should get back into reading other manga, because there's a bunch of books on my shelf. I haven't read because I'm reading Fist of the North Star right now,
God, that sounds so good.
and Witch Hat Atelier. I think that's how you pronounce it. Very good. But yeah, I've just been mostly sticking to One Piece.
Yeah, and I gotta read part 8, man, of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, JoJo. No, you don't have to. That's the worst JoJo
I do.
part. Yeah, you don't have to.
It is the worst JoJo part. Definitively, part 8 is the worst JoJo part.
Yes,
It's probably, honestly,
Is it going to be the bash
once
on
like part 9
part?
and part 10 comes out, if you looked at all the parts together, you could probably take part 8 and just throw it in a big old dumpster.
Yeah, if you're
because it
if
wouldn't be
you're-
necessary.
If you're thinking about, should I read part 9 without reading part 8? You should do that.
No, you shouldn't. You should read part 8. I've enjoyed what I've read of part 8 so far.
How'd you like the 4 balls part?
I've enjoyed most of what I've read from part 8 so far. But I want to get on. Can I mention the other? Would it be? Should we not cross the streams? Or can I mention your JoJo's cast that you're working on?
Yeah. You
Yeah?
should, yeah.
Because I want to get on it. You guys,
Get on it, dude.
I'm gonna. I gotta read all of part 8, and I gotta read all of One Piece, and then I gotta read all the stuff that I buy every week, and then I gotta also read the manga that comes out every couple months that I get.
Yeah, get on that, dude. You're asking you're talking like it's a big deal, like it's a
Talking like that's a lot to read, Christian.
I thought you could handle it.
I thought you could handle all of One Piece.
Christian.
And
My mother.
my father was real into Nakama.
My father
see,
watched Naruto.
One day he was hanging out with his friends, and Mom called him in for dinner. He didn't like that.
Oh yeah,
He was interrupting his Nakama. What was that?
yeah, because I like
You're like my father.
likes One Piece.
He loved One Piece. My dad didn't love.
Are you
One
feeling
Piece.
Nakama yet?
I've been felt Nakama.
That's good.
Dude.
Do you want to talk about what you just read in that last book? Because I know what you read.
We've been going for about 40-ish minutes outside of goofing around in the beginning. I know that. I think I want to save it for next podcast.
Next podcast? Okay. That's fair.
Dream Team. Legion of Doom, go.
Legion of Doom?
Dream Team, go.
The Legion of Doom.
Dream
okay,
Team,
okay,
go.
okay, hold on.
You get five. You get 5 picks. Go.
All right, Toy Man.
Okay, Toy Man.
Kanto, the Master Assassin.
Okay.
Bruno Mannheim.
Okay.
Jean Loring, the Adam's wife.
Okay.
And Holiday from The Long Halloween.
I am Holiday.
I am Holiday. I am the shitty one-off villain. Terrible.
All the cool options were red herrings.
I'm just that lame character.
Oh man, don't shit on Long Halloween, dude. Long Halloween is fucking
fine.
dope.
So how do you feel about my Legion of Doom pick?
I think they'd get bodied.
All right, by who? Who do you choose? Name 5 right now.
My Legion of Doom?
Yeah, go on, go.
Polka Dot Man.
Okay.
Condiment
All right. Well,
King.
you're winning now.
Doing good. Kite Man.
Come on.
I don't.
Actually, I think that
these are
3
bad.
was enough.
These are bad.
Well,
Actually, no. I'll do 2 more. I'll give you 2 more. Okay. What's that worm's name from Shazam? What's the worm's name?
Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind. All right. One more.
One more. Sit. Come on, you can do this.
Desaad.
Desaad the Torturer. Oh,
Desaad.
That's my guy right there.
It's Desaad the Mind, and then 3 joke Batman villains.
Condiment King,
Polka
Kite
Dot
Man,
Man.
and Polka Dot Man.
They still win against your Legion of Doom.
Jean Loring from Identity Crisis, and Holiday from Long Halloween.
No shot.
Vermin Wunderbar. I changed Kanto.
I'll change one to Vundabar.
Yeah,
Okay.
with Vermin Wunderbar.
Then I'll change one to Desaad's sister. I'll drop Condiment King for Desaad's sister. So it's
Bernadette.
Bernadette, Desaad and
Bernadette.
Bernadette, and the Mind, and Polka Dot Man, Kite Man.
Kite Man?
Those are. That's the squad. That's the Suicide Squad.
Imagine them getting Desaad. Amanda Waller getting Desaad in her prison, doesn't know what to do with him.
He's extra useful because when Darkseid just misses him real hard, he'll resurrect him.
Do you think Darkseid would visit him in prison in Belle Reve?
Nah, he would just create another Desaad. He would just will into existence into another Desaad.
I still thought it was funny how he was all missing Desaad after killing him. And then his minions are all like, here's a device that could resurrect him, Darkseid. Just put it on your head and just think about him. And he's all like, you fool. You think I can't just do that? You think I can't just do that myself?
and then he does it, but Desaad's like,
he's like,
all right, give me the device. he's like, all right, hand that over.
I fucking love Darkseid. You just don't tell him what to do.
Just don't tell him what to do. That's funny as shit. Oh man, I think this is a good spot to pick up on our next episode. We can talk about Mr. Miracle, which I'll have read. I'll have read more One Piece, and maybe I can talk about Water 7 as like a whole arc rather than like bits and pieces. You know?
Yes.
And hey. What Moon Knight are you going to read? Are you going to read the... So I've given Eric...
You've given me 2 Moon Knight
I've given you 2, but I think I need to give you a third one.
That's fine.
So there is the 2004-3 run. That picks up... That's the start of his modern
Well, which
era.
one did you start off with?
Lemire.
Should I just start with that?
If you'd like. It's a good one.
It
Jeff
is what
Lemire.
you start with.
You can't go wrong. It's one of those names that I will, if you pick up a comic book and you go, do you think this looks interesting?
Is that
and
one of
it
the books
has
you
his
gave me?
name
The one with like
where he has the little
he's on camera. He wouldn't do the.
He's got the what's it called? That little choppy chop thing.
Yeah, we're in theater.
The
we
mark.
should know this.
What's it called? The mark.
It's called the choppy chop thing.
It is called. I think that is what they call it in the industry. I have a friend who was on television. They would know. They would definitely know.
I always wanted one of those.
A friend on television?
No, those little things go chop chop.
You can probably buy one.
Number 3.
You could definitely buy one. Scene marker. They're called scene markers. Anyways, thanks for listening. Please go and rate, subscribe, share it with a friend, share it with a Bell chum. You know what I mean?
Dude, share it. Yeah, share it with your your Belgian friends. They love it. Share it with your
friend. No.
Share it with
There's
your
nothing
dad.
there.
Share
I'm
it with your
dropping that
mom.
one.
Share it with your significant other.
Share it with those ducks who live in that pond.
Yeah, crack open a book club from Planet Zero episode with the boys.
Crack open a Blue Moon and sit back and listen to a Planet Zero episode. And maybe join the Patreon and understand that reference that I just did. Or don't. And continue to enjoy these episodes as they come out. Hopefully, maybe we'll get some creature casts where we'll do some after podcasting and we'll have the creature on. I've given the creature some reading material to check out, Department of Truth, which I would recommend to all of our listeners. And yeah, we will definitely see you guys next time on the book club from Planet Zero.
Or maybe we'll see you.
What?
Or we'll see us.
Or maybe they'll see us, but we won't see them.
Oh.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye. Have a beautiful time.